Good afternoon and welcome to my Wednesday ramblings. This is week 3 of the message series, God of Big Dreams. One of my BHAGs is to have a vibrant parish community, and that's said in my vision for the parish. And part of that vision is that the reality that we live in our parish is as a community that really does live out the call to be missionary disciple. Now, I've been talking about that for some time, and I'm sure there are quite a number of people who are a little bit frustrated that nothing is actually taking place. And that's obviously part of my fault. One of the things that I've heard frequently being said is that you're either the bottleneck that allows the information to flow, or you're the bottleneck that stops it. And I think sometimes because of my own fears or doubts, I've let it become a bottleneck, so things haven't really happened. But the prayer of Solomon in the first reading from this weekend, where Solomon prays for wisdom to lead this community that he's now been placed in charge of, rather than looking for wealth and for all sorts of gains for himself, is a reminder to us that ultimately should be the prayer of the leader of a parish community, for the wisdom to be able to guide and to lead the people that you're being presented with as parishioners, so that they may know what God's message is all about. And we hear once again the stories from Matthew's Gospel, chapter 13, where Jesus is talking about the parables, the parable of the sower, the parable of the wheat and the darnel. And this week we have the parables of the treasure in the field and the pearl of great price. We're reminded that God gives us so much. God pours out so much on us as his love, his life. And yet frequently we can be caught up with the externals, the things that don't really matter. Last week it was the story of the mustard seed and the yeast, insignificant little things in the scale of society, but how powerful they are when they begin to provide shelter from the sun and provide food for the eating, as we get wheat, which becomes bread, which becomes food. We have this whole process of God continuing to pour out his blessings upon us. And yet so often we look for the treasure, the thing that will give me pleasure rather than give me life. There's a great prayer that's called the prayer of the Confederate soldier, the unknown Confederate soldier. And I've included in the email list for next week. But it's a simple prayer that finishes off by saying, I was given nothing of what I asked, but everything that I needed in order that the glory might be God's. And so this week, as we enter into this third week of God of Big Dreams, I'm inviting you to think about what stops God's big dream in you coming to fruition. What is it that you, by your actions, as I acknowledge my behavior, prevent the gospel message being proclaimed? It's a significant and serious question, because God can only do what God does through us and in us, not because of us. He does it to make his message known for others. So today, I'd like to hope that we might have the courage to accept this invitation to go that little bit further, to do that a little bit more, and to enjoy what God has given us. The scene behind me in my presentation today is a scene taken from the Derwent River at Near Norfolk. I've actually fortunately been given a painting of the same scene as a reminder to me of the beauty of the village, the beauty of the river, but most of all, the grandeur that is God's gift to us. That in the serenity of a river, in the serenity of the surrounding bushes, we can find something wonderful. God is a gift to us, and God's gift to us is love. Our response is a sign of what we mean when we reach out to love one another. Hope you have a great week. Look forward to seeing you next time and sharing with you something more of the message that is God's great gift for us, his dream that we might be one and we might make a difference in our world.